Hi there, all my DIYers. It's Hannah, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful coffee table. It is meant to look like the coffee tables with lead pipe legs like this, but it's a lot less expensive to make. The lead pipes cost about $150 to make a coffee table. Mine costs about $20, and you can barely tell a difference. They're just beautiful. So you do need a few things. The first thing you're going to need is three 8-foot pieces of board that are 6 inches wide. Go ahead and cut those in half. You're also going to need a 4-foot section of 1x and a piece of scrap wood. Also, you're going to need two 8-foot pieces of PVC pipe, 1 inch thick. Get the thick stuff. Go ahead and cut that into a 3-foot section, 4 11-inch sections, and 8 10-inch sections. You're also going to need 4 end caps for the PVC pipe, 6 3-way connectors, and 4 thread reducers, 1 inch to 1.5 inch thread reducer. This is what those look like up close. You also are going to need paint, spray paint. I really recommend you find one that adheres to plastic. And you're going to need weatherproofing, some stain for like a deck stain. There's a few tools you'll need. You'll need a drill and a drill bit, a hammer, a flathead, you'll need a screw, and you're also going to need a circle cutting drill bit. The first step is to go ahead and hang all your pieces of pipe up so that you can paint them. This is a really great technique so that you don't have to constantly move them. You can paint them in one run and not worry about waiting for them to dry and turning them over. But just go ahead and paint them, make sure they're fully coated, a good coat, and then once that's done, we'll get started.
Alright guys, so the next step in putting your table together is to do a dry run of the table base. Before we actually go ahead and attach your tabletop pieces of board together, you want to make sure that the base actually fits to the tabletop because it's easier to fix that now than later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pieces of pipe, which are all spray painted, and go ahead and put them together. Okay, so my dry run is put together. Now what you're going to do is put it on your board to make sure it fits. So, looking at mine, I'm probably going to want to cut it down a little bit. It's a little too big. So I'm going to take these bars and cut 1 inch off of each. So 2 inches shorter on each, which will make it fall about center of these last boards, which is where I want it to fall. You don't want it too close to the edge like I've got, or else your holes might give way and the table might not be stable for very long. So that's going to be my next step, is to go ahead and cut these down and then to remake it and do the dry run again. Okay, so my dry run looks good. Location is really good for where I'm going to put it. The next step is I'm going to attach my tabletop together. And I'm going to do that using these 1x. I've cut them down into 2-foot strips, which is a great length for this tabletop. And I'm going to place them while this is still on here so I know where I want them, and they're not in the way of the feet. And just place them kind of 1/3 of the way in, so this was broken up into thirds. And you're going to use a drill. This is very important. Use a drill to drill in the middle of each board where you're going to put your screw. The reason you drill is that wood likes to split, and when you drill, you give your screw a guide so that it doesn't split your wood open. So this is a really important step. So go ahead and take your dry run off now that you know where you're putting your attachments, and screw through, drill through, and then screw through. Okay, so the next step, once you've got your tabletop attached, is to go ahead and drill the holes, cut out the holes for your pieces that are going to insert into the tabletop. So you want to put your dry run of the feet back on, and you're going to take a pin and just mark the outside edges where these are. So the next step is we're going to be using a hole cutter, and mine is 1 1/4 inches. Now this is an inch pipe, and these fittings are 1 to 1.5 inches fittings right here. So 1.25 inches should be just larger than this inch piece right here on the end. And that's what's going to dig out the hole, and this is just going to basically hammer down in there and use friction and pressure to stay into place. Once you've gone ahead and done a circle, but you know it's probably not far enough in, if you want to take a flathead screwdriver and put it in here, this will pop out so that you can see where your depth is. If you're having a hard time getting that to happen, use a hammer. You just kind of use your flathead as a chisel, and that'll just come right out. And you're just going to keep doing this until you're at a good, about 1 inch depth. So it takes a minute, but just keep on going at it. All right, so now we have drilled our holes, and we have 4 spots for the legs to sit in. And we're just going to take our base and line it up. Okay, so once it's all lined up, now you're going to use a hammer, and I suggest a board, to hammer these down into these holes that you've drilled. So. Okay, so your table is now secured. Just flip it over, and we're going to finish the top so that it's water safe. All right, you guys, so here's the finished coffee table. It looks so good. I put mine outside with my patio furniture because it's great for that. It won't rust because it's not metal, and I weatherproofed the top with the deck stain. I know you're going to enjoy doing this too, and I just love mine. Don't forget to check out more of my videos at homemademodern.com, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!